What up, Bugles? I want to welcome you to this video and to our Comics Bugle channel, your go-to spot for everything omnibus and oversized. Are you ready for a dose of pure 90s Greek mythological adventures? Because today we have here Wonder Woman by Byrne Omnibus. Cover price is even 100 USD and the book have 1016 pages. As the title suggests, this omnibus collects Byrne's entire Wonder Woman run. We are talking about 36 issues, 2 annuals, and even 10 stories from the Superman series. You can see the full list of issues on screen in front of you, and I think you will agree, it's a pretty generous portion of a tales featuring Princess Diana of Themyscira. The front cover was, of course, designed by Byrne himself, and beyond the fact that it radiates the unmistakable 90s energy, it perfectly sets the tone for the adventures inside. We see Diana leading her Amazons, flames burning in the background, and looming within those flames, the menacing face of none other than Darkseid. Pretty epic, right? The back cover features an action-packed illustration of Diana locked in battle with one of her greatest foes, the deadly cheetah. About the scene, you will find a brief story summary, the list of creators involved, and a complete issue checklist included in the book. I don't think that exists a single Wonder Woman omnibus with an ugly spine, and Byrne's volume is no exception. At the very top, you get an illustration of Wonder Woman, followed by the logo of the book title on a striking yellow background. What I especially appreciate is how the design matches almost perfectly with the other Wonder Woman omnibuses, so they look fantastic lined up together on the shelf. The boards feature unique front and back artwork separated by a spine design that's almost identical to the one on the dust jacket. The only real difference is that the board spine shows a full body image of Diana, whereas the dust jacket spine zooms in on her face. The same full body illustration appears on the front board, and I've got to say, it gives off really positive, almost uplifting vibes. The backboard, however, is a little darker in tone. We see the Amazon princess in a much more intense and battle-ready mood. Armed with a sword and shield, she stands atop the bodies of parademons, surrounded by her superhero allies. Opening the book, we are greeted with a fantastic opening page, followed by the credits page featuring some truly badass artwork. Next up is the table of contents, where, true to DC tradition, we are given all the detailed information about each chapter, including page numbers. And finally, before diving into the stories themselves, there's a foreword by Byrne. As someone who truly loves 90s comic art, this is exactly the kind of richly timed epic that hits all the right nostalgia buttons. Bold colors, big personalities, mythic escalations. But behind that flashy facade lies a run with equal parts ambition, bizarre choices, and uneven execution. So grab your lasso of truth and let's break it down. Before he took on Diana, Byrne was already a heavyweight in comics. Creator, artist, and writer, he had reshaped Superman in his legendary Man of Steel run, contributed landmark runs on X-Men, and even tackled Batman in the late 80s, all before heading to Wonder Woman in 1995. Why DC tapped Byrne for Diana? They needed a bold, fresh direction, an inside-out reboot. Post-Crisis continuity was murky. Byrne aimed to clarify and retool. He reintroduced new rogues, recentered the mythos, and reshaped the supporting cast around Diana. He also gave Hippolyta a labor of love detour, hip to the Golden Age reboot. Hippolyta briefly becomes Wonder Woman, while Diana ascends to become the Goddess of Truth. In short, Byrne was DC's heavy hitter, brought in to make a big splash with bold ideas. Opening with apocalyptic mythology, issues 101 through 104 kick off Byrne's run with a cosmic scale confrontation. Darkseid invades mythos as he has the Olympian gods. This whole Jack Kirby on steroids vibe fuels a mythic pop tone, melding new gods and old pantheons at odds. The art is ambitious, and the stakes feel impressively grand, but it's an unsteady start, with critics calling it listless and weighed down by Byrne's penchant for reinterpretive heavy lifting. Following that mythic clash, Diana relocates to Getaway City, a clear stand-in for San Francisco, and we get the new allies. Helena Sandsmark, her daughter Casey, future Wonder Girl, and a supporting cast fluttering into weave even as classic ones are phased out. Byrne also tried to fix the notorious Donna Troy continuity by making her a magic mirror twin, but it ends up convoluted and unsatisfying. Byrne launches Artemis and brings Cassie Sandmark to center stage, elements that have endured later iterations. But some critics argue his flippant clearance of beloved Perez era characters like Julia and Vanessa Capatellis is unforgivable. Want some really interesting fun fact? Byrne in this run kills off Diana at one point, and story arc Death of Princess Diana ironically hitting newsstands the same week the real Princess Diana died. A jarring clash of fiction and real world timing. She is resurrected and elevated as goddess of truth, an epic transformation, though many fans found it overwrought. Now, for my 90s art loving heart, Byrne's visuals are a feast, but not always in the best way. The style is bold, dynamic, and drenched in classic splash aesthetics. There is energy in the movement, memorable page layouts, and the galactic scale that matches the tone. But there are undeniable flaws. Byrne admitted he sometimes couldn't capture Diana's face correctly, resorting to She-Hulk's face in frustration. Costume tweaks might feel cringe. Oversized gauntlets, a massive headband, and graffiti-defining hair. Very, very 90s. George Perez, the epitome of Diana design, playfully teased Byrne's run for reducing the star count on Diana's shorts. Backgrounds are often sparse. Characters placed against flat colors after establishing shots, giving a rushed, flat feel. That said, the art grows stronger towards the end, when Byrne leans back into cleaner inking. Visually, this omnibus is a perfect time capsule. Wild, audacious, uneven, but impossible to ignore. Alright, let's talk about what actually works in this omnibus and what doesn't, and how fans have looked back on it over the years. The biggest thing you notice is that Byrne is never afraid to swing big. We are talking about Diana becoming the goddess of truth, gods clashing with new gods, dark side showing up. This is mythic scale stuff. And honestly, that kind of ambition is exciting. Even when the execution is messy, you've got to respect how bold it is. Another clear win is the legacy factor. Byrne gave us Cassie Sandmark, who went on to become Wonder Girl and stayed an important part of DC Universe for decades. And he didn't just stick to the same old supporting cast. He built new ones. He experimented, and some of those choices paid off in the long run. On the other hand, the biggest complaint, hands down, is the way Byrne handled continuity. A lot of readers felt like he came in and just bulldozed the carefully built foundation that George Perez had laid down. Entire characters from the Perez era just vanish without explanation, while others are awkwardly rewritten. For longtime fans, that was pretty unforgivable. Then there's the issues of Diana herself. Weirdly enough, in a book that's supposed to be about Wonder Woman, she sometimes feels like a guest star in her own story. Byrne has such a fascination with the side characters that they often stole the spotlight, and then rub people the wrong way. To be honest, reception of this run has always been mixed. Some readers see it as a fun, energetic 90s ride. Like, yeah, it's messy, but it's also kind of entertaining in its chaos. And I am one of them. Others see it as one of the weakest Wonder Woman eras because it undercuts so much of what came before. So really, this omnibus sits in a weird middle ground. It's not a must-read masterpiece, but it's also not the disaster some people make it out to be. It's ambitious, it's flawed, and it's very, very 90s. Still, its highs are dramatic, its ambition compelling, and its legacy undeniable. Cassie, Artemis, Diana as goddess, these threads echo in Wonder Woman's modern incarnations. Byrne dared to reimagine the myth. For better or worse, he left a mark. When it comes to extras, though, this edition is definitely on the modest side. We get exactly 11 pages, including character profiles, a handful of covers, and a short feature on John Byrne himself. As the saying goes, sometimes less is more. But on the other hand, I definitely wouldn't have complained about the richer section of bonus material. And that's all. Wonder Woman by John Byrne Omnibus most definitely is a roller coaster. If you are looking for a bold 90s flavored Wonder Woman with enough cosmic mythology and retro aesthetic, this omnibus delivers. If Wonder Woman by John Byrne Omnibus catch your attention, you can order your own copy in our eShop, comicsbugle.com. Your friendly neighborhood comic book shop in Europe. Accept the great catalog of collected, deluxe, and absolute editions, epic collections, and omnibuses with guaranteed eco-friendly Hulkproof packaging, free shipping in whole EU, and option to pre-order your comic book now and pay for it later. You can also split full price to 4 separate payments because we know how expensive these books can be. So check it out, comicsbugle.com. You can find direct links below this video. And that's all. Thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to smash the like and subscribe button so you don't miss out any further videos. In our comment section, let us know what books or topics would you like to see in our videos. And see ya, Bugles!